right here. What an awesome pass through the slot, onto the stick of Batherson. Kachuk in tight up, and he got it, scores! Brady Kachuk wins it in overtime for Ottawa.
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. Check another key RFA off the list for your Ottawa Senators as the busy offseason continues. As today, the Ottawa Senators have signed Mathieu Joseph to a massive 4-year contract extension that pays $11.8 million in total, which averages out to $2.95 million per year. This is a great contract for the Ottawa Senators. Of course, it's team-friendly. The term is great. 4 years at a below $3 million cap hit is just an absolute home run for the Ottawa Senators. Mathieu Joseph can truly play throughout your lineup. We saw it last year. He can play on your first line. He can play on your second line. He can definitely play on your third and fourth line like he did in Tampa Bay. He has experience in the bottom six, and he showed that he can have some good offensive capabilities in the top six as well. So he's sort of like a Swiss Army knife, and players like that are so valuable, which is why this contract is such a home run for the Ottawa Senators. It's a 4-year contract, below $3 million. You got control of the player. He's going to be here for a few years, and it's not going to really impact the cap. So it's a great deal for the Ottawa Senators. And for Mathieu Joseph, it's his first real payday in the NHL, so congratulations to him too. And I think this contract is going to really pay dividends for the Senators because, like I just said, he's a Swiss Army knife. He can play on the penalty kill, power play. You can really put him anywhere, and he will produce for you, whether it's offensively or defensively too. He's a great, great player. And players like this are not easy to find. It's kind of like what Nick Paul was for the Ottawa Senators, which of course is how we got Mathieu Joseph in that trade with Tampa Bay. Love the player, love the contract even more. And this is massive because Mathieu Joseph was slated to hit arbitration in just a few days. His arbitration hearing was scheduled for August 1st, which is in like 3 days. So, great to see that Pierre Dorion and Mathieu Joseph were able to get something done here. And, like I just said, he's one of those players that can play in all roles. And like I just said, he played top 6 minutes with Ottawa in his brief, stint with the Senators before he got injured last year. Look, in those 11 games with Ottawa after getting traded from Tampa Bay, he had 4 goals, 8 assists, for 12 total points. Remember, 3 of those 4 goals were all against Detroit with a hat trick, a natural hat trick, I believe, too. So, all in the third period. So, look, the guy is a streaky player. He can score, and that was with Brady Kachuk. He showed some natural chemistry with him, too. So, God forbid a player like Batherson or, Giroux or whatever goes down, one of our top 6 players goes down on the wing. Look, Mathieu Joseph can be inserted there perfectly, and you can be rest assured, frankly, that he's going to be able to produce, at least for the short term. Even for the long term, we don't know. This guy's got a lot of offensive capabilities, I think. And this is why, another reason why I think this is a great deal for the Ottawa Senators is, with Tampa Bay, he was more in a defensive-oriented role. With Ottawa, he really got to explode offensively. He had a career-high 18 assists last year with Tampa Bay and Ottawa combined. So, he's really starting to come into his offensive game as well, starting to round into shape. So I think the sky's the limit for this kid. And like I've said many times already, the term and the below $3 million cap hit means it's a low risk and really, really high reward type of contract for Ottawa and for Mathieu Joseph. Because look, if in a few years he continues to produce at the rate he's producing and he continues to play like we think he can, that's going to be a big payday down the road as well for Mathieu Joseph. And lastly, this is great for Mathieu Joseph purely because he's going to have some offensive opportunities like he's never gotten in his NHL career. He's going to be on the second power play for Ottawa most likely. Of course, he'll be on the penalty kill too. But my point is he's going to be relied on offensively and defensively. He's going to be able to produce while playing defensively too. He's going to be such a great contributor. We saw what happened with Nick Paul. He got a big contract extension. Players like that get paid. So for Mathieu Joseph, he's going to have an accelerated role like he's never had before in the NHL, where he's going to be relied on defensively, but now we're going to want to see him produce some offensive stats, goals, whatever, too. And like I said already, 18 assists last year, career high for Mathieu Joseph. So like I said, this is just a good contract for Mathieu Joseph too, because Ottawa is a unique opportunity for him to get to play in the top 6. If a man goes down, God forbid, like a Kachuk, Batherson, whatever goes down, Joseph can fill in there for however long is needed, which can definitely, juice up his numbers a bit. And of course, that third line, Formenton, Pinto, and then of course Mathieu Joseph there. A lot of offensive capabilities there too. Now I just mentioned Formenton, and I don't think I'd be doing my job if I just mentioned his name without mentioning the reality about his current situation. Look, he and Drake Batherson were on Team Canada in 2018 at the World Juniors. If you don't know by now, it's been alleged that that team, 8 members of that team, sexually assaulted a person in 2018. It's vile, it's disgusting. And I think it goes without saying, I can personally not morally support a player that sexually assaulted somebody. I think that goes without saying. I hope you feel the same way. If not, I think this says a lot about you. And I'm not saying Alex Formenton or Jake Batherson were involved. We just don't know if they weren't. It's still an ongoing investigation. We have to let the process play out. But it didn't feel right to just mention Formenton like he's going to be there for sure next year because, frankly, we don't know. We haven't seen the results of the investigation. So I'm not saying they're guilty. We just have to wait and see. So I think it's my job to mention that because it just didn't feel right. But let's say he's back and he's not found guilty. He scored 20-something goals last year. 5 shorthanded goals, I think, led the NHL. Shane Pinto in short stints was fantastic. He's one of Ottawa's premier prospects. He's ready for the NHL. He's going to be a great third liner for sure. And then, of course, Joseph, a Swiss Army knife. So that third line looks absolutely beautiful. And, look, Ottawa, their top 9 is solid. You got Tkachuk, Norris, Batherson, Giroux, Stützle, Stützle, Giroux. And then now you got Formenton, likely, Pinto, and Joseph. And then the fourth line, you got Parker Kelly. You got some options there, too. So Ottawa's forward core is looking very, very good and very attractive right now, which you absolutely love to see. Now, lastly, before I end the video, Ottawa is roughly around $9 million in cap space. Formenton and Brandstrom still need to be signed. Now, I just mentioned about Formenton. There's definitely a relation between him not being signed and the ongoing investigation. I don't think that's rocket science. It's pretty obvious. With Erik Brandstrom, we'll have to wait and see. I am kind of shocked that contract hasn't been dealt with yet, but the last day for arbitration hearings in the NHL is on August 11th, so there is time, about 2.5 weeks to go. So hopefully Ottawa and Brandstrom's camp can get something done. Besides that, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is this a good contract, a bad contract? Are you excited to see Mathieu Joseph return? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Besides that, thank you for watching. Appreciate your support. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly of all, turn the notification bell on to get notified whenever you upload a new video. Besides that, thank you for watching. Appreciate your support. Go Sens, go.